Gervonta Davis has not only predicted a 9th-round knockout of Frank Martin, he's promised to hurt him as badly as he can.
The whole goal was to come out here, and beat him. I'm ready to take the spot, and I'm here for a reason. I ain't here just to be here. I'm here to take this shit over.
And what do you feel like?
Tank is looking to offload all the wrath he's built up for the past 14 months on Frank Martin. And we all know, it's unlikely the Ghost survives this. The grand arrival of the main card of the upcoming fights on June 15th, held on Tuesday, and the verbal exchanges, though not so brutal, were blunt and exact, as there promises to be a lot of merciless beating come fight night. The card is co-headlined by a pair of matchups featuring two of boxing's most dynamic stars, as undefeated 3-division champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis defends his World Boxing Association Lightweight World Championship against unbeaten top contender Frank "The Ghost" Martin.
To defeat Tank this weekend?
Because I'm different, I got some things that, I got speed, I got power, I got, IQ, I feel like I got it all, you know what I mean? Like, y'all gonna see.
While David El Monstro Benavidez is set to make his 175-pound debut against former light heavyweight world champion Alexander "The Nail" Gvozdyk in a matchup for the interim World Boxing Council light heavyweight title.
His best shape, so I don't care if he's moving up or moving down. I'm in my best shape, and I expected him to be in his best shape.
Do you feel like now at your current...
Interestingly, it was the absent fighter among the four that gave the most dangerous warning and had the most viral message on the day. While the Baltimore puncher is scheduled to put his World Boxing Association lightweight world title on the line this coming Saturday against undefeated Martin, his first outing since a statement win over Ryan Garcia in 2023, Gervonta Davis decided at the last minute to skip the grand arrivals for his fight against Frank Martin in Las Vegas, prompting concern that it would go ahead.
Do you think that's just him just kind of playing the fun game?
How long y'all been knowing Tank, man?
Oh, I've covered a while, so that's why I'm asking. Is it just...
I used to do the same thing y'all do. I stopped doing it. I let him just do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day...
The PBC Fight Week didn't get off to a great start when Tank took to social media to announce that he was displeased with the promotion and therefore wouldn't be showing face.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's what makes Tank.
Do you think it affects Frank psychologically, expecting to have a face off?
Frank is going to be Frank. Y'all got to understand. Frank is going to be Frank. I'm just hoping Frank...
The promotion for this fight was nonsense. Now watch, I don't show up to the arrival stuff today. There was a collective groan around the MGM Grand Lobby when it was announced that Gervonta "Tank" Davis would not actually be arriving at his own grand arrival on Tuesday.
Frank psychologically, expecting to have a face off?
Frank is going to be Frank. Y'all got to understand. Frank is going to be Frank. I'm just hoping Frank be the guy to show the world like Tank is unreal.
Fans in attendance were indeed let down, and some then questioned what to expect for the rest of the week's events in the lead up to fight night. Disappointed fans were left shaking their heads, with Davis trainer Calvin Ford left to carry the can and break the news. Speaking to Fight Hype, Davis's coach Calvin Ford urged people not to read into the no-show too much. "I want to apologize to the fans," Ford said, killing the buzz that had built since the scheduled arrivals started some 90 minutes earlier. He can't make it at this moment because he's been delayed, but he's going to make it up to you all on fight night. Trust what I'm saying to you all. You all want to see this performance that he's going to put on to the fans? How long you all been knowing Tank, man? I used to do the same thing you all do. I stopped doing it. Let him just do what he does, because at the end of the day, that's what makes Tank. I don't know how his body is. Sometimes you all gotta go to work. Do you all feel like it all the time? We are getting ready to roll out to the world.
You mentioned that you said Tank's a little tired. I know you put a tweet out also said something about like I'm not showing up, something about the promotion. Do you think that's just him just kind of playing the fun game?
How long y'all been knowing Tank, man?
Oh, I've covered a while, so that's why I'm asking. Is it just...
Asked if he would make the press conference, Ford was optimistic. "I've never seen Tank missing a press conference. Let's look at history. Let's look at the stats." Finally, Calvin Ford then warned Frank Martin on behalf of his absent fighter, Gervonta Davis, saying, "We're back in business. We've been waiting for this for a while." Ford said of Davis's first fight back after 14 months, "We want to put on a great performance. We want to put on a great performance for the fans at the end of the day. Watching him in camp, it scares me because of the things he's doing and his maturity when he gets in that ring. He'll hurt Frank Martin. I've seen him listen to a conversation, listen to what's going on, and he's really focused. However, Gervonta Davis, while the Grand Arrival was going on, was spotted out on a run in Vegas at the time of the Grand Arrivals. Regardless of his absence, he will headline the card against Martin this Saturday with the intriguing co-main event of David Benavidez stepping up to light heavyweight for a World Boxing Council interim title shot against Ukraine's Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Tank is confident against his former sparring partner. Whatever happens at the Grand Arrival matters little to Davis, who is confident of his potential after 29 wins, 27 by knockout, and no losses. In his last fight, he finished Ryan Garcia with a stomach shot that proved decisive in the 7th round. Now, he gives Martin some chance of staying on his feet. Tank's prediction is that he will finish his opponent in the 9th round. Frank Martin is tough. He's fast, he's strong, he's in his prime, he's hungry, and he's coming to win. He's a great opponent. He's going to be champion one day, but not on June 15th.
Was he scared to get in the ring?
Bro.
Exactly.
What made me scared to get in the ring?
And he's from the suburbs.
Bro,
he
what
ain't
made me
that.
scared to get in
You
the
ain't
ring?
That, brother. You ain't that.
And now, Frank Martin has taken his preparation to another level. Gervonta Davis is generally known to be very brutal when talking about his opponents, and that's exactly what he's been doing to Frank Martin. Many of Gervonta Davis's opponents and rivals have taken a dose of his fierce warnings at one point or the other. After Devin Haney, Bill Haney's son and current World Boxing Council super lightweight champion, arguably scored the most impressive victory of his career, a lopsided victory over former titleist Regis Prograis. There wasn't a single second where the 25-year-old wasn't in control.
Okay, don't mention Tank's name, because he don't want it.
Just the rough. I'm not gonna mention any names. Just to roughly touch on all those guys. Are you guys
prompting him to stick out his chest and brag about his latest exploits? Bill, unsurprisingly, watched proudly from his son's corner. Once his now 2-division champ scored the victory, he immediately turned his attention towards Davis. From making fun of his weight to calling Davis a paper champion, Bill is doing his best to push the buttons of the Baltimore native. Initially, Davis shrugged his shoulders before giving the Haneys a ho-hum response, but after listening to Bill's words repeatedly, Davis officially warned Devin that the beating he's on the verge of experiencing will not only hurt him, but also his father. "I promise you," wrote Davis on his social media account, "your father is gonna cry for what I'ma do to you." After spending his 2023 permanently closing the mouths of a pair of Garcias, Davis was hoping to do the same to the Haneys. Your best bet is to enjoy it while you can. And before his fight against Ryan Garcia, he had almost missed out on the Grand Arrival also. But when he did show up, it was fierce as usual. While Garcia got some more quotable shots off, in all honesty, during his portion of Tuesday's Grand Arrivals, Tank was pretty low-key, taking forever and a day to actually get there, and then keeping it short when asked what would happen on Saturday. "You gotta tune in, it's something that you don't want to miss," he said, which will definitely sell more pay-per-views.
I mean, well, all the top guys fighting in Vegas, and it's the top level, so I'm ready.
Is this the kind of fight where you go ahead and with your performance that you say, okay, this is my era now. This is the Gervonta Davis era.
Yes, sir, for sure, definitely.
But he did have a bit of a warning for his opponent. Hopefully, he comes ready. If not, it'll be an early night. On what the moment means to him, Gervonta Davis said, "It means everything. We've put everything on the line. Coming from where I come from, this is big. I witnessed Floyd Mayweather and all the top guys fighting in Vegas. This is the top level. I'm ready."
Entering each other's purses. What is the status of that? Was that just talk, or is that really going to happen?
I'm trying to make it official. You know what I mean? We've been calling his advisor and things like that, so hopefully we can get it done.
On whether this fight will make this Tank's era. Yes, sir, for sure, definitely. On the dumb purse wagering thing, Tank Davis answered, "I'm trying to make it official. We've been calling his advisor and things like that, so hopefully we can get it done."
Family, you know, I've been with Calvin since I was, 7 years old, so we are family. We stay together, we have our ups and downs.
On his long partnership with trainer Calvin Ford, "We are family. I've been with Calvin since I was 7 years old. We stick together. We have our ups and downs, but most important, we have loyalty. That's a big thing in our group. We all stick together, and that's what it is. On dreaming that he'd be in this spot, nah, my first goal was to win a belt. I think everybody that starts in boxing, that's their first goal. But never did I think I'd be in Vegas having a big fight here. I'm excited, man. This is a dream come true, and I won't let my people down.
The clip that he showed, it wasn't really nothing. It was just he just was landing jabs. That's about it. He ain't really do nothing. He ain't do what I did. Damn sure ain't do what I did. That guy said he ain't know where he was at.
However, there's a side of Gervonta Davis unknown to many of his opponents that should Frank Martin be bold and patient enough, he might get the better of Tank. After Gervonta Tank Davis put on one of the best displays of his career in 2023 when he came up against Ryan Garcia, he revealed a shocking secret that could be playing out against Frank Martin as well. It was Davis who emerged victorious, but after the fight, he admitted he was relieved to get past an opponent who had worried him as a result of the sheer number of knockouts he had achieved. World Boxing Association lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis said he had to be clued in before he fought Frank Martin after feeling nervous in his last fight against Ryan Garcia. Garcia met Davis at a catchweight in a huge fight back in 2023, and the heavy-handed Californian was, although an underdog, seen as a real threat. Both Americans brought with them an undefeated record, and it was Davis who held on to his as the more seasoned fighter. Back then, he was under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and had collected several belts across 2 different weight classes. Davis has always been a fearsome fighter and rarely gives away any sense of weakness before his fights, and he went on to control the fight, sending Garcia to the canvas in the 2nd round before stopping him with a brutal liver shot in the 7th. Garcia recovered to put his career back on track with an upset win over WBC super lightweight champion Devin Haney, though he is currently shrouded in controversy after returning an adverse result in his test. Davis has not fought since though, and he told PBC that he was feeling uncharacteristically nervous, given the challenge posed by Garcia last year. He said, I was nervous. His brother came in and told me I'm gonna feel it, and I was like, what? But I heard what he said, but I kept asking him, I was nervous. It was just me seeing him knock out so many people, like seeing him knock out people in the gym.
Maybe you see this fight going the distance. None of that. None of that. I like this. Hey, you got your own fight coming up, bro. Blair Cobb, coming back yourself. Talk to us about your matchup.
Discussing his path to victory, he said that Garcia had not been patient enough to use his powerful left hook to its full effect. Davis explained, he wasn't patient. Maybe if he was patient, he would have landed with some of those shots. He just started rushing. I caught him. He made a little face. I know you're hit. And then he just dropped to his knee. I was relieved. Looking ahead to his title defense against Martin on Saturday in Las Vegas, he told PBC in another interview that he was looking to change his mentality and that he would instead have to be clued in. Perhaps we could see a lucky Frank Martin get the better of Gervonta Davis for the very first time. Frank Martin, on the other hand, was present at the grand arrival, and he looked ready to take on what was coming for him. Frank Martin looked ready for anything ahead of his spot atop the big MGM Grand Bill in Las Vegas against Gervonta Tank Davis. But he might not have expected that his opponent would fail to show up for Tuesday's scheduled grand arrivals.
You know, I got some things that, you know, I got speed, I got power, I got, you know, IQ. I feel like I got it all. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see when it's time to bite down, the world gonna see.
I definitely think it's going to be an interesting fight.
Martin had been and gone by the time news was announced that Davis was a no-show. But regardless of what followed, Martin said he was ready to take his opportunity with both hands. The Detroit challenger for Davis's WBA lightweight title is 18-0, 12 KOs, and the Southpaw looked at home and ambitious, making his grand arrival ahead of the event on Saturday, in between those of light heavyweights Alexander Gvozdyk and David Benavidez, who will collide in the co-main as part of the 100th fight night staged at the MGM Grand. I'm feeling good. We've been training for a while, said Martin, who defeated Virgil Ortiz in the final of the 2016 Golden Gloves. I'm locked in. I'm focused. You know, the whole goal was to come out here and beat him. I'm ready to take the spot, and I'm here for a reason. I ain't here just to be here. I'm here to take this stuff over. Martin has gone 12 rounds in his last 2 fights, posting wins over Michael Rivera and Artem Harutyunyan, both in Las Vegas, but in a ballroom in the Cosmopolitan rather than on a stage like the one he'll step onto on Saturday. But the Ghost is unflinching in his belief. "'Cause I'm different," Martin said, when asked for his keys to victory. "I got some things that I've got speed, I've got power, I've got IQ. I feel like I've got it all. You all gonna see? When it's time to bite down, the world's gonna see." One of the subplots heading into the fight is a well-documented past spar between Davis and Martin at the Mayweather gym. But Martin doesn't want to talk about it, dwell on it, or give it any credence. He is now all about fighting Davis for real. "That was just sparring. We've got a fight Saturday, and I'm gonna whoop his ass," said Martin. "The sparring doesn't matter. That's years ago. We got Saturday to show who's who on Saturday night. At stake is the World Boxing Association lightweight title with Tank as the clear favorite, something the American challenger is comfortable with. No one expects him to win, but he says he is ready to end the reign of one of the best. These kinds of fights are the ones that define you. I feel like I've been the underdog in this sport since I started, so it's nothing I'm not used to. I'm ready for this opportunity in front of me. You can't blame people for being blind if you don't wake them up. So having this fight is the perfect opportunity to show the world who I am," Martin said. He has 18 career wins, 12 by knockout, and no losses. Good numbers, but perhaps not enough against an opponent of the caliber of Davis, a monster both in and out of the ring. "When people doubt me, it feeds me. Gervonta thinks it's too soon. He thinks I'm not ready. I see it as an opportunity to surprise the world. It's my time. It's my time. We could see the best fighter in the world get knocked out. I feel like they screwed up. By accepting this fight, they gave me the opportunity. I'll show everybody," he said. Speaking at the press conference, the challenger Frank Martin said, "It's a blessing just to be here," said the challenger Martin, who sounded more relaxed. "It's a blessing just to get this type of opportunity to come here and show the world what I'm about. I've got to say hats off. I appreciate Gervonta Davis for even taking the fight. I believe they messed up by taking the fight, but I do appreciate them giving me this opportunity to show the world what I'm about. I'm ready to go out and shock the world and do what I do what people think I can't do. It means everything to fight for a world title. I've been working for it. I've been the underdog in this since I started. From the beginning, I've been watching everything. I know how his nonsense walks. I'm going to touch his butt up. I know how he and his whole team walk."
You know, it was just sparring. You know, we got a fight Saturday. We got this fight Saturday, you know, and, you know, I'm a whoop his ass. You know, I'm a whoop his ass. So the sparring don't matter. You know, that's old. That's years ago. We got Saturday to show who, you know, Saturday.
However, Gervonta Davis is ready to unleash the brewing anger and frustration that saw him through his 14-month hiatus from boxing. He looks ready to unleash all of his wrath on the Ghost, and should things go as he planned, he's set to have the most devastating knockout victory ever, looking to be even better than that of Leo Santa Cruz. In a recent feature with PBC, he looks back to his 24th fight against Leo Santa Cruz when asked his best stoppage. Leo Santa Cruz: "In training camp, I was running everything for Leo. Every single thing for probably like 2 or 3 months. I knew that his output would be high, right? So I knew my output would need to be at least as high or close, and I had to pick my shots. Because of what type of fighter he was someone that's not going to stop. And if he feels like you're breaking down, that's going to give him the edge to pick up. They felt that I was going to break down, but I was on my job so much that I was ready for everything that he threw." Tank took 2 right hands to his guard from Santa Cruz, who was backed onto the ropes. On the third shot, Davis dipped to the left and threw a pinpoint uppercut with power straight from his boots. It crumpled the WBA super featherweight champion and spelled only his 2nd career loss. As much as the shot was worthy of any highlight reel, Tank also relished his audience. He smiled as he set the scene. "I wound up knocking him out in front of his dad in his corner, so it was crazy." Speaking ahead of his fight this weekend, he said, "Come June 15th, I ain't ready with a load of talk. Martin's a front runner. They think they are thugs and stuff like that, but I'm telling you, it's a different beast in front of him. It's a different beast. Nobody is going to be able to save him on June 15th, and it's a lot of stuff built up. It's a lot built up, and I'm going to take it out on him. I'll see you all June 15th. This will probably be my 2nd time fighting here, but I remember coming to watch Floyd versus Cotto, and I walked through the front door, and I saw all the celebrities and things like that, mink coats on and things like that. I always wanted to be a part of something like this. So I'm just grateful to be in this position and also to be on this card with another young lion like myself and to give the fans what they want to see. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.